All right, here we go again. Buckle up. I was having trouble getting back online. So I was in the store, and I don't know if you heard this part. I'm walking, and all of a sudden I got the idea to explain what was going on about what I was speaking about. Because again, they put the thought, oh, he's feeling sexual about that child, and that's what he's talking about. No. It's just like I'm not thinking of abducting people when I'm trying to heal the horror houses. Thank you, Larry. So, actually, there they are again. This is so weird. I'm gonna heal these people again. These young people. Oh, these people look so confused coming out of Walmart. Wild. But these kids are over here. So when I'm passing by, I explained that. But when I looked down at the screen was something else. So I don't know if you heard it. You, they're probably going, "There's that van again." So I'm in the store. In a better time, I'd offer them a ride home, but that's not going to happen here. So I got all this stuff junk in the bag. But so I said that part, and I'm like, oh, there's those kids. Just as I said it, I saw them. So then I get to this. I explained that part of it, and then I saw the word flushable, and it was connected to them. So what's happening is in the system, people that have way can mark you to be flushed essentially. But again, you know, it's just a descriptive word of being killed out. Right? Killed out's a term that I use, and could lead to death. So what I explained then was, I don't know if you heard this part, is that you know the mothers and the parents that go crazy at baseball and at cheerleading, and they try to kill even some try to murder the cheerleader or something like that. You know, get physically violent. Uh, there's more in the community than just them. Some people are inside, and those people could be inside. So they're cursing these children. Horrific circumstances. Thanks, Larry. Like to be trans, then try to compete. Yeah, try competing when you're trans. Whammy, whammy, whammy. That's really what's happening. Thanks, Larry. Thank you, Mary. So, like my brother, he's got like an older vehicle. So he bought like I don't know which one he's got. I guess it's the Pilot or something, or the Pilot. Maybe the Pilot. I don't know. But what essentially keeps it for years upon years. But you have to understand that he's in a blessed life. So nothing goes wrong really that bad, you know, and it keeps its appearance, and he parks it in the garage, and you know, so it can happen. Right? I'm actually doing pretty good. This thing's almost 5 years, and it still only has 65,000 on it, and I don't know what I bought it with 49 or something. I get cheaper insurance because I don't drive it that much, and if I could maintain my health, it even would have less mileage. I'd just be riding my bike, right? Thank you, Larry, for everything you've done. Nah, my crowns are in heaven and they're big. Believe me. Again, one of my crowns is being an angel. I'm sure it's kind of like a paradox, right? I mean, I'm a seer. Satan tried to make deals with me the same as he tried to make with you. Right? But again, I don't get it. Yeah, people in religion could fall based like again the stuff I speak about in reference to the LDS, that could be considered a fall if their minds aren't correct. Again, a lot of times when people are in settled, blessed lives, they look good, but inside they're ravening wolves. We realize this, right? So again, that supports what I'm trying to explain to you. Thank you. Inside. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. I feel like taking a walk outside too. I just wish I had somebody to walk with. I lost track of that young lady. I mean, she's not real young. She's probably like in her 40s or something. Maybe. Yeah, I guess 40s. I think she lives with her mother, so that could be her interest too. When you live with your mother, you get stuck because your mother keeps you like stuck. Right. The people at the office were real nice. They delayed it a week. I was just saying, hopefully he comes by in the afternoon, but he didn't. He came by in the morning, and I probably still, if I was healthy, it would have been clean. But gosh, I was so sick. Wild. Yeah, these two women over here got sexual things on them. I think, yeah, the one woman I see all the time, she's a gorgeous woman. She probably could have been a model, young woman, but I see her and I kind of heal her, and that's about it. I see somebody like that could, like, when you get to heaven, that's like could be my wife. Well, because I could have actually like saved her, healed. They put sex on you, putting sex on these women. Well, I explained it years ago, and I don't know if anybody heard it, but like people have sex on assignments and in the academies. Sometimes women regret it, so I explained that regret and how it works. Like they want you to believe that you voluntarily had sex. The agency itself wants you to have sex with men because the power people are all these men that are sexual. Go to bars and get drunk, and that's about it. That's their whole social strata. Right. Back in the day, I don't know what it is now. Back in the day, some of them were nice guys, but that was pretty much, and nice women, but that's pretty much what it was. But. So you get all discouraged and upset because you had sex with somebody, and darn it, I made a mistake, yada yada yada. But they willed you down, and the agency itself wills you down. But you're not protected from having sex on assignment or in academy classes. That's where they sow their wild oats. Of course, it's not everybody. Thanks, Louis. So I try and explain how that all works. They gay me just for that. That's what they do, man. Like if you're a nice guy, they'll try to make you gay. So it's because he's gay. Right. I've been fighting it for decades. When I was a kid, they tried. Right. That's why the government doesn't want to get married or get with women because they're trying. One of the things they're trying to do is gay me. Right. I'm not gonna have sex with a man like crazy or even a trans. Right. But you've been. Which one has the alarm on? Is it that one? That's that one. My alarm accidentally got turned on. You turn the alarm off. They knew. They knew I just want to get married. Go to church and get married, and then maybe do some speaking. So the LES is interesting because how I speak, they speak. So they testify and all that. I gotta eat something. I'm really hungry. I'm dieting a little bit. I'll probably start cleaning the apartment on Friday. Oh, wait. Yes. No, I was trying to think of when my appointment was at pain management. Contacted him and said, I found the aspirin. My alarm's on. And I had to reset the, there's like a box, the control center for it that actually, controls the cameras, and you communicate with that to get to the camera. So you don't need Wi-Fi to actually communicate with that. It communicates with itself with its own system. It's been hacked, so again, like CIA can hack anything. Or its foreign counterparts. There is no real security in the country. They solved that years ago. That's what I would have. I actually can record it. I actually do Three Stooges. When the alarm goes off, that's what it does. Now, I wish I could have gotten married and been like the leader of the missionaries. Now, the thing about that, now that I said that, I may actually be happening. I might be actually inside their organization, and God will put me there. So I may have actually already been the leader of the missionaries inside. I'm an angel, of course, God. But okay, so microphone, car speaker. What's this? But where's the? That's audio settings. Yes, apps. I'll fix it later. I'll just turn the cameras off. Those cameras off. Nah, I gotta search through the menu. I don't feel like doing it. I'm still unpacking my car. Right. So, not being in a blessed life, you have things like everything falls on the ground at once. Your hearing aids fall out, like Satan. Right. So again, you have to be careful because what you're saying is it's God. And a lot of religions get into that thing because the people running a religion have successful lives. It's kind of like a scam. I have to get to somewhere too. I have to get my new glasses. Right. Yeah, Oakley gets a thumbs up. They built some bulletproof stuff. I mean, it scratched up the lenses, but it's pretty much bulletproof. What? I turned it off. Are they hacking me? No, I just turned it off. Went back on for some reason. Yeah, I think when it comes to tea, when I read how much caffeine actually increases your blood pressure, it's if you have it managed, it's not all that much. And I think the advantages of exercising, like green tea will help you drop weight pretty quick. If you start a green tea habit, you'll drop at least a few pounds pretty quick, at least 5 pounds. Thank you, Larry. Like you would think it's a lot because they tell you not to drink it, but it's like it's so minuscule, it's so stupid. It's like trying to eke every point. That's not making sense. Nothing's making sense here. They must have hacked it. Right. What they did is they called my phone just as I was exiting the room in there when I was leaving. So that's probably what they're doing. What they're doing is trying to get me to stop using my security system. Right. Well, at that point, what the hell is going off? That must be this one. I have no idea why the alarms are on. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know why. No, it still shouldn't have. Because I turned it on while I was in here. I turned on the away mode, which maybe did it, but does it AI know that I left? It doesn't like trigger until I leave? I don't know. But somebody called me just as I was shutting the door. So again, I don't know if it's 100%. But that's, you would observe it like, okay, now something's like if it looks like they hacked your well, the whole thing is to get the person so paranoid that they're afraid of their own security system. That's what they're trying to do. There's no doubt. Whether that was them or not, right? Because then there's no proof that anybody did anything because there's no security system to hack anymore. And then they can put get an everyday person into my apartment to kill me or hurt me or whatever. I mean, this is who they are, man. It doesn't good. Again, their father's a devil. Their murderers, their father's a devil. They got no good to give. I'm sorry. Leave me, sir. Oh, I keep doing that. I'm going to do that. All right. I'm going to waste my water. Because my food bill went drastically down, they're all alarms. Again, they monitor that stuff. They start saving money and they do everything they can to cause you to spend money, including psychological operations. Turn that on. I'll be going to the gym in a little bit. Marshal Service is the one that made it so I had to get out. I mean, most people get so addicted to law enforcement and being a law enforcement officer, they get to the point that they kill themselves. Yeah, just have to get away from. I had to get away from it. And they knew that, so they came after me in my retirement. Well, if I was awake, which should have happened. I mean, if you're in the United States Army, staff leader, and you're in a BOP, Federal Bureau of Prisons, and you're in Marshal Service, or criminal investigator, 1811, you're supposed to wake up. So again, they had to manhandle that. They had to manually do it. Like, that wasn't something that just naturally happens. Meanwhile, they give me they must have thought I was awake, some of them, because I was so intelligent, but they're also ignorant. Right. I wasn't awake. Like, people know that when you mess with me, there's something being calculated in the background to destroy all of you. Witnessed by all those people being fired by Trump. Right. But again, even if they're our enemy, if we need them, we need them, So I don't know, you didn't know who you were firing just because they were on an assignment or something. I'm sorry. Like, what was that guy's name? The independent counsel. Like Trump would probably want to know about working for him. He's probably brilliant. Right. Jack Smith. It's just how the cards fall, Just like whoever it is in the Trump organization that douched me, Okay. I knew after two conservative states, right, that the scam was happening. And, my stuff still might be, I don't know if any of you know it exists. My stuff still might be passing through third-party hands. Right. They're going to hell for it. I mean, there's no way out. There's ways out for a lot of people, but not those type of people. Because they're at the top of the food chain, causing the murders, causing the failed life, causing the destruction, causing the pains and sorrows. Right. Oh, I was explaining is not all the children will be raped, but you have to provide for that power. So it could even cause poverty in your life because the last thing you want is your children raped. So all that work that you're doing to keep your children safe because somebody's directly cursing your family, could cause you to be poor the rest of your life. Right. Thank you, Larry. Let's see what Drudge is saying. Yeah, Drudge is anti-Trump all this still. Thank you, Larry. But he doesn't know what to do because he's still like a conservative, So, because we're in some deep stuff right now. Trump's at least partially right, and his people. So I have an experiment from the Lord. The Lord just blessed me with something. I think if it works, the Lord said in my head, and it wasn't me, Lord, it was you. I didn't. The Lord's like, oh, your voice said it. So it's me with this idea. With the question, what happens when you freeze yogurt? It becomes frozen yogurt, right? So I'm going to freeze the yogurt and see if it works. Well, I bought yogurt. I'm not going to buy ice cream because it's just not as healthy. Actually, I never thought of it. Right? Simple things like that they block you from in life. The system recognized my credit and wanted to give me. We're just like that guy that died in his apartment or at his house, the surfer guy. In that moment, right, they were always killing him there. Right? And then he, had that moment where it was okay. I was pouring water before I was going to eat some of the bread, but maybe not. I don't think I want to go back to beans yet. Give it another day. Actually, I think it's finished. Actually, maybe it's trying to tell me to eat the beans. Beans, good for your heart. Yeah, I'm a seer, but I don't see in my life because they keep killing it. Right? But I don't really know if I don't see, because like I said, each place honored my life to a certain degree. Yeah, I'll give that a try. Walmart and I are coming up with my meal here. Thank you, Frank. Well, a simple meal would be to take the steak pieces, the imitation steak pieces, which are pretty good, expensive but good. Right? Now you have to do whatever it is. The serving is. Right? I think it's 2/3 of a cup. It's only 1 gram of fat. No, it's like 3/4 of a cup. And that's 300 milligrams of sodium. That's perfect for a meal. But this time I have the Walmart Great Value, no salt spices to add to the rice, which I normally didn't have. If you want to learn how to eat right, I understand the Bible says some things, but again, what it is meat eaters have caused you all to understand the Bible a certain way. Well, sometimes I wonder if God's like me, right? Because I don't like being direct about things. Oh, sorry. I'd like to be more easier about it. Like I said, you have to be careful about sodium reduction. Like, I didn't have a problem with my back until I reduced my sodium, and I think I reduced it too low, so I may have injured my back from that initial reduce of sodium. But I mean, when my blood pressure went up initially, I had like some what's it called, bronchitis, and it didn't go away, so I had to go back to the doctor. Right. So I was, nervous. I had a cup and a half, so I was going like 400, 500 grams of sodium. Now we got this flavor. That's how I flavor the Reese's with that. We have the flavoring. I should sprinkle both on there. Woo. I don't know. SpaceX thing keeps coming up again on Drive. This idea of stand up to Trump doesn't make sense. Right? Well, you're saying it in relation to this whole ICE thing, which includes, well, I don't think it's manufactured. Just because law enforcement officers had to take it on the chin before doesn't mean it's something that needs to happen. Right. Like the common norm where officers have rocks thrown at them and it's part of the job is not a norm. It's insane. No, I used to love going to the gyms and stuff. I mean, I can't believe they did what they did to my mind. Jeez. Tried to flee. That might actually increase. Well, Gavin Newsom, the wording on the headline or whatever it was, or the Drudge or wherever it was, doesn't match the reality. He didn't tell them, to depose Trump. I forget what the word it used, but he definitely did tell them to oppose Trump, which in the middle of riots sounds like, even though he says no violence. But the question is that real or just fluff? I think this rice is done. Cook a little bit more. Well, with decreasing the IRS, it's very unlikely that we're going to balance the budget. I know the nature of people. They're just not going to pay as much as they normally would. Actually, so I mean that's going to revenue is going to drop anyway based upon several factors. I guess the tariff could help a bit, but I don't know what the tariff was before this all began. I mean, are we back to that? Ooh, they're cursing. I'm a little trouble with my meal here. So, this whole Elon balance the budget deficit. At this point, again, it all falls on a lot of different things. It doesn't just fall on how the cuts were made or anything like that. It falls on how the spending got there to begin with. Well, because the deficit wouldn't be, there'd be so many different things that would be different if, because again, I'm not blessing all those programs and all that spending. Right? I'm saying that some of it was for whatever purpose. I mean, even some of the programs that, Transist, Transat, that was the cover story for payment for some sort of assistance as far as, spycraft assistance or something like that. So It's fragrant Walmart. How does that not have salt? Who's your genius that made this? A little bit more on there. That's some good spice. Almost good enough to eat straight up on rice. All right. Hey. Okay, so that guy's a fugitive. Right. Arturo Terran Caveda, IRS officer and a ICE officer arrested him. Right. How long were those charges outstanding? Like, how long has he been a fugitive? That's important to know. And where, what's his hooks, if if he has any. For the larger investigation. Well, you might find a racketeering entity. Well, I got video. It's on Bill Milligan. How long was he a fugitive? You all found him easy enough. Some saying he is, but I don't know. Oh, he was in local custody. Okay, I see that. I see that part. All right. Marines are not forbidden. Regular active duty people are not. Oh, wait. Make sure I'm on here. Active duty people are not forbidden from certain work. So they can do analyst and intelligence work, even if it involves law enforcement. They just can't actively enforce laws. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am. You can probably find some military intelligence people. Find these people. They have large clearances. Got to get those used car prices down. Cash, Bongino rapidly lose market confidence. That's a good thing. We're doing something right. dessert. Healthy dessert. That's a pretty good spice there at Walmart. A little peppery, but probably didn't need as much pepper. I don't know which one that's in. That's a good yogurt. Not the frozen yogurt. But. They're saying the capability to detain, and that's only momentarily. But that's why I said it could put military police in. But then the people out on the security details have ICE people right there. So there's always, I think, a couple ICE officers at least. Right. So they. Right. Yeah, for some reason now I feel like going back to the gym. It's a great meal. Oh wait, I got this in the freezer too. Yeah, that no salt seasoning. I don't know why I stopped buying that. See, he took everything out of my head, and they know it. They watch it change. Right. Thanks, Mary. I used to use a ton of that. And the low sodium ketchups and all that. I make sauces with that. Low sodium ketchup. Well, he should have been forced to stay away from me. I'd have been fine. I was given the opportunity everybody else was given in life. I'd have been fine. My life would have been great. I didn't even have protection of the law in my childhood. I mean, they're all obviously devils. Go back and forth through time and space. Obviously. That phone went kaput. Not enough power in it. Let's see if I can put this in. There it goes. It boggles the mind why IK Media's iPad, iPhone, Vocal Live doesn't have a noise gate. The compressors, phasers, chorus. Right. I agree. Could be the will of the people that come against me. It shows you. O'Reilly claims to know who financed the attacks on ICE. What's the coalition? They're saying it's the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is real, but this federal agent hit and run. I told you to be careful, but I don't know if that's what it is. Thank you, Larry.
Rife, you're live overhead with all the details from now out of Boyle Heights, where we're learning about a crash that was involving federal agents. Scott Rife, you're live overhead with all the details from Air 7.
Yeah, Colleen, According to the LAPD Hollenbeck Division, this incident here occurred about 11 o'clock right here, Whittier Boulevard in Calzona in Boyle Heights, involving a federal agent. Now, we believe there's video showing it's an ICE agent, and they fled the scene. According to initial reports, that's what we believe happened. Hollenbeck Division is even saying they're investigating this possibly as an assault with a deadly weapon. So there's still a lot to find out, a lot of details to confirm. But it appears from what we have is that possibly an ICE agent was involved in an accident here, and they fled the scene. LAPD Hollenbeck Division are the ones who are investigating. Colleen, Mark?
Now,
This is what happens when you come out and try to peacefully protest.
That was involving federal agents. Scott Reif, you're live overhead with all the details from Air 7.
I told you, watch the attitudes. You know, if they get, if, and I don't know if it happens. You know, I could all be lying, right? Could be a security card from Wackenhut or something, right? Right. So let's see if I can figure this out. How I get to this? See if I can read it somewhere else. It's on Newsweek. I'll read this here. I'm not sure what's going on. Somebody may have been detained. I don't know, or may not have been detained. I'm trying to figure this out. Right. I think somebody was detained, which they're leaving out there is. What did I say it was? I mean, DHS said it was somebody. Who they? This was a targeted arrest of a violent offender, a violent rioter. Okay, he could have been a U.S. citizen. So somebody may have been arrested. Right. Correct. Well, they departed when the crowd started gathering, theoretically, because they wanted to get out of the area with the person they arrested, I guess. It's written deceptively, I think. Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think it's as represented. I mean, they might have to make good on. Just depends, I guess, on what happened there. It was okay if it's the one with the SUV. I forget. That's probably what it is. I mean, if they sue them,
Yeah, Colleen, according to the LAPD Hollenbeck Division, this incident here occurred about 11
oh, there's the
o'clock
car.
right here
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Whittier
it's that
Boulevard in
one I saw.
Calzona
The
in Boyle
film.
Heights, involving a federal agent.
Yeah, I mean, they can sue the federal agency, but the guy's not going to lose his job over it. Right. Right. There it is. Right. So it's not. Okay, there's Katricia. Mark Laughlin share it. Yeah, but being U.S. citizen doesn't mean they don't arrest you, for something, a warrant for something, right? What's going on there? The North Sea is scary to tell. Here's one. Oh my God. They just fall overboard. Right. What are those things called? The sea vans or whatever, full of stuff, just falls over into the ocean while we're transporting. Uh,
All hands, hoist the colors high.
it's the North Sea.
Thieves and beggars,
Sea vans, stacks of sea vans just falling overboard.
now some have died and some are alive, and others sail on the sea. With the keys to the cage and the devil to pay, we lay to Fiddler's Green. Yo, yo.
Yeah, showing some guy throwing fruit over the side of a boat, and the ship fish just attack it. Pretty wild. Kind of look at piranhas, but I guess they don't have the teeth. All right. Okay. So I got reconnecting. Hang on. Now we got to go through some things here. Well, they're looking for something, and that's bad luck where you have to smash into somebody and all that. So, right. So just reassert the rules of engagement and things such as that. Right. Just keep, you know, maybe you want to come up with some quick cards or something that have certain information on it for everybody involved. We got him I got him at Con Air already. Right. The Omaha, Nebraska arrest, they have him at Con Air. Right. It's very sad. I mean, you know, right. I mean, this economy should have been fixed. This type of, you know, illegal labor economy should have been fixed a long time ago. Right. Yeah, if they protest, that's okay, but they can't get out of control, you know? Right. Remember, don't hype them up. Nobody needs to be hyped up. Everything needs to be peaceful and under control. Correct. I mean, you get it when you got to get it, but otherwise, you know. Right. Very sure. Agreed, Larry. See, the way they're reading this, like Ed Krassstein. While the LAPD is reporting this accident involved a federal agent, apparently an ICE agent, who appears to have hit a vehicle who claimed to actually be U.S. citizens. And then it then appears that the federal agents fled the scene when they got it wrong. I think they're leaving out that they detained somebody somewhere in there. Right. and that was a rioter, a violent rioter. Thank you, Larry. Right, you just keep it. You know, nobody needs to hype it up at all. And I'm not saying anybody is, but they're going to try to do that. Right, get you all overly confident, that kind of thing. So when that, before that happens, you bring it back to square, right? Reassert, right? Protesters. That's 22 hours ago.
The reason why a week ago, everything was peaceful in the city of Los Angeles and in all of the representatives behind me in their cities as well. Things began to be difficult on Friday when raids took place. And it's important that I begin there because that is the cause of the problems that have happened in the city of Los Angeles and other cities. This was this was provoked by the White House. The reason why, we don't know. A week ago.
It's very simple. Your city came up on the list of targeted raids, right? It happens all the time, right? 100%, Larry. For all sorts of crimes, right? Trying to block the Marine vehicles, I guess. No, she's saying she doesn't know why the raids began because it was time. Right, 100%. Every task force has the same thing going on. And when they stop by where I live, they destroy my life for no reason at all. So again, I don't agree with them completely, but like,
area, and we all stand in support and solidarity and call for the raids to end. Now it's my pleasure to introduce, I'm very proud to stand here with the mayors, the leadership of so many cities, but you should take note that the individuals that are here with me today are all leaders in their area, and we all stand in support and solidarity and call for the raids to end. Now it's my pleasure to introduce, I'm very proud.
But they're not going down.
Hi, I'm just documenting you guys putting all your protest stuff in a van. It's very nice of you.
Bro, you about to see, oh my God. Bro, you about to see, oh my God. Did you see that? Watch this shit. You about to never believe what you getting ready to see. Yes, it's true. This fucking bird is trying to snowboard down. Look at this shit. Bro.
Have press credentials, don't come in here. I'm just trying to go home. Where can I go home? Come on.
One at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
One at a time.
One at a time. One at a time.
She's going to jail. I'm working security with him, man. These two are with me. He's with me too.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your service.
That's Bruno. He's with me. I'm not fucking around anymore, man.
Yeah, I know.
I'll lose my career if I get arrested.
For your service.
I mean, they're calling it the raids, but it's just immigration enforcement. It is going on, and it's going to go on. Well, if you study all the federal task force work, right? They come into town, or they assemble after investigations, and they start picking people up. Right. Right.
People are getting taken away, and yeah, I mean, like, it's just sad. Like, we were literally born here, we lived here all our lives, and it's like, how are you gonna send us back to a place where we don't even know? You told us to come here for opportunity, we came, and it's like, I don't know, what do we do from here? I'm getting a felony, guys, I guess. ¿Hablas español? Sí, pero yeah. Why were you arrested? Because my bike went onto a policeman. Why are you here today? Is this in protest immigration policies? Because, yes, and because a lot of my people are getting taken away. And, yeah, I mean, like, it's just sad. Like, we were literally born here, we lived here all our lives, and it's like, how are you going to send us back to a place where we don't even know? You told us to come here for opportunity, we came, and it's like, I don't know, what do we do from here? I'm getting a felony, guys, I guess. ¿Hablas español? Sí, pero yeah.
What they don't know is Biden screwed them.
Because,
Right.
yes, and because a lot went onto a policeman. Why are you here today? Is this in protest immigration policies? Because, yes, and because a lot of my people are getting taken away. And, yeah.
Shouldn't let that many people in. No, Elon needs to maintain a low profile, like I said. Just focus on his main stuff. Well, the process was an amnesty process, some of it, but it doesn't mean that you get to stay here forever. Some of the cases, what I understand, should have never been accepted. The bar was too low. Right. Well, but there's multiple things happening. Right. The amnesty cases are still, there was never a deal not to deport people that on amnesty cases that either don't prevail or that the person's committed a crime, whatever it is. The deal wasn't that if you didn't rape somebody that you wouldn't be deported. There's standard everyday ICE activity, such as deportation of people that have had their case run its course, or one where they, I'm not sure what they're doing when they're shutting down the cases early. Again, I'm not 100% sure they're doing it right, only because I think we need some of these people to stay here. We should be picking and choosing who we're taking out of here. And maybe they are, I don't know. So you're saying, right? Some of this is just normal ICE business. You deport somebody who's has a removal order. You look at a case, and if there's something there that's wrong, you end it, and they get deported. The problem is Biden has such a large number; it affects a larger number than we normally would have affected. So the number of people that are being deported now are larger. Right. Yeah. Thanks, Sherry. Because there's a larger group of people here. Wonder if they're going to deliver this today. Or they're going to play with it. Hit and run, but it was somebody was with the ICE protesters, and they were federal agents or former federal agents or federal officers or federal employees, should I say? Let me see. Retired federal worker, right? But they sympathized with the ICE protest, which is fine. But they actually did notice that it was more aggressive, so they said they kept their distance, and that what sealed their fate. They were hit by a car. She thought it was an attack because it was accelerating. No, there's really no way to allow that number to stay. It hurts everybody, including the other immigrants. Once you get it down to a certain level, Right, it'll work much better. Thanks, Larry. Non-fat yogurt is actually a pretty good deal. Greek yogurt, especially, is even better tasting. 0 grams fat. Oh, it does have cholesterol, 5 milligrams in one. It's the only thing I didn't see the cholesterol. Sodium's only 50 milligrams. My cholesterol tends to run low anyway. Well, stay